Hi, I'm Suzanne Stafford.
Suzanne, Monday you found out that your rowing team has qualified for the national championships. What was that like watching that on the online feed?
Well, the result came out an hour before we found out, so that whole hour I was sitting in class just knowing that I could look it up, but I wanted to be there with my team when we found out, and it was very exciting to see all of our hard work start to pay off and know that we're this close to being able to show what we can do.
That was a very nervous hour for you. Actually, a nervous weekend. After Oklahoma, you had a good result back there. You've done what you can do, and it's in the hands of the rowing committee. What were your thoughts this weekend as you were just kind of helpless to, it was out of your hands at that point?
And none of us like to leave our fate in someone else's hands. So going into Oklahoma, we just knew that we needed to show everything that we could so that there was no doubt in anyone's mind that we deserved to go to Indianapolis. So that's what we were trying to do.
This team has drastically improved, but honestly, beginning of this year, ending the year, did you genuinely feel like you could make the NCAA Championship Regatta?
Yes.
All right, good to hear. What was the key to accomplishing that goal?
I think last year we all had this new sensation of being on the rowing team because half of our boat had never rowed before, and coming into this year it wasn't as new. It was more like we knew what work needed to be put in, and we were all willing to do that.
Great. Going back, you've been at some big regattas, San Diego Crew Classic, a big crowd at the Windermere Cup across town, but this will be NCAA Championships, different venue, one you're not familiar with. What happens when you go to a new venue? How do you acclimate yourself?
We'll go to the course and we'll have a practice row through it, just try to familiarize ourselves with it, and ultimately we just want to keep our heads in the boat, so we won't want to focus so much on where we are, but what we're doing.
And those other information, your head's in the boat, and is all that else up to the coxswain?
I'll just trust that Jacqueline knows what she's doing, and I'll do what she tells me to do.
Great. One good thing is at the Nationals, you've rowed against a lot of these teams before. Western Washington, Central Oklahoma just last week, UC San Diego. Does that help rowing against familiar opponents?
That, and also this year we've raced against a lot of D1 schools, so having that confidence of knowing that we deserve to be there and we're not just spectators, we're competitors, and we have seen these people before and we've raced higher levels and we deserve to be there. I think that does give us confidence.
Great. Nearly the entire boat, all but one rower from last year's back in this Varsity 8 crew.
Two.
Okay, one or two, yeah, various. The boat's so much faster this year. Is that more a sign of just the team getting stronger, or is it technique, or what's the balance there?
I definitely think it's a combination of both. Our erg score is significantly faster than it was last year, but our blade work has also been improved quite a bit. We're much cleaner.
What do you think, just personally, is the biggest difference in you as a rower between this year and last?
My technique has definitely improved.
Yeah. And what is the key to technique for people who are not as familiar with rowing? What's the key to perfecting your technique?
You want to maximize how much water you're actually pushing, so you could give everything you have and not be as fast if you're missing a couple inches of water. So you really want to just back it in as much as you can so you get the full sweep of your arm.
Great. And what is the dynamic there? It is definitely a team sport, and other team sports, though, individuals are still acting independently. Rowing, you're all together. What is that dynamic where maybe different people aren't as on that particular race, or how does that work? How do you determine that during a race?
I think when one person isn't on, you can kind of feel it in the boat. It will feel a little bit off, and you just know in the moment, if the coxswain feels it, she'll try to give some verbal cues to get that person back into the mind space to get back to what we're trying to do, but everyone else just tries to pick up the slack and get the splits that we're looking for.
Great. And I didn't prepare you for this question ahead of time, so you may not have an answer, but was there a point this year where you, in rowing, they say, boy, you can just feel the speed. There's a point where the sweet spot maybe. Was there a point during this season where you felt like, wow, we are moving?
During spring break, when we had a lot more time to practice and focus on rowing, we had a practice out on the lake, and it didn't feel difficult, and then when we looked at the splits, we were all shocked at how fast it actually was. It just felt easy.
Great. Well, going back to Indianapolis, weather is sometimes an issue. What are your thoughts on rowing in the Midwest?
We've been doing some heat training, so we wear the layers here and hope that it doesn't catch us off guard when we're over there.
Great. Well, Suzanne, congratulations on a terrific year, and keep it going at the NCAA Championships.
Thank you.